Alright, well everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we got another Sonic the Hedgehog Jakks specific review, this time for a little more of an obscure character. That's right, we have Ray the Flying Squirrel debuting at the arcades with Sega Sonic the Hedgehog and also showing up in Sonic Mania Plus. And I'm happy to bring this review to you because Ray is another one of those characters that does not get a lot of merch. And the fact that they actually released a 4-inch version of him is just going to show that Sega knows, that Jakks Pacific knows what they're doing when it comes to pleasing the fans of Sonic the Hedgehog and all his furry friends. Now let's take a look at the back. It says it touts 12 points for articulation. As you see on the back, we have our advertisements for the others in the line. I already have these three. Already reviewed Vector. Still haven't gotten Amy yet, but that's besides the point. Ray is a flying squirrel, full of energy, enthusiasm, and adventure. Capable of gliding to high up places. Ray is perfect for getting the drop on some badniks. We'll notice a difference with the packaging design compared to Vector's. Vector has more of a modern Sonic look to it, including the font in the logo, as well as modern Sonic all the way up there in the top left. Here we have the classic Sonic. And we also have a red border going down the right side of the packaging, or left side in this case, as well as, you know, it just says classic because, well, this is a classic design and a classic character. Okay, so now that we got him out of his packaging, let's take a look at Ray the Flying Squirrel. So far, I'm liking what I see. I love the colors they used here. A nice, like, mustard yellow they used for his body, while also using kind of like an orange brown for his mouth and his belly there. Interesting choice. I guess that's just how the character is designed in general, so they wanted to stick with that. His shoes are blue and white, which looks good. So are his gloves, as usually the case. And his eyes are nicely done as well. The decals there look fine. There's a little paint issue here on mine. I don't know if I could get rid of that, but it's not really that big of a deal. His smirk is adorable. Nose is black. And other than that, a pretty solid figure overall. Definitely feels solid. And very cute. Not very often we see figures of Ray the Flying Squirrel, but here we have it. And I gotta say, I'm really liking this guy. He's adorable. Now in terms of articulation, they tout 12 points for articulation for this one, so let's just run that down. His head rotates on a swivel. Can't really move other than that. The arms are on a hinge at the shoulders, so you can have them come out a bit, as well as rotate them around. Just note that since his head is so big, you might kind of bump into the sculpt a little bit with his hands, since his gloves are also, his hands are pretty big as well. There's no elbow articulation, unfortunately, but he does have these little flaps under his arms. I mean, after all, he's a flying squirrel. Hands do rotate at the wrist, and that's pretty much it in terms of articulation there. Legs come up, can kick back like that. There is a bend at the knee as well, so that's nice. It's a hinge at the thigh there, so you can have it come out. You can also rotate that leg, and there is also a rotation at the foot where the shoe connects to the leg. And as you can see, there's a decent range of motion there as well. Now, I'm not sure exactly how that is, whether it's a ball joint or not, but those of you who have collected figures from this line before, as have I, it's pretty much standard fare, just like the rest of them. A little bit of articulation there, but nothing too crazy. And for the tail, rotates all the way around, and you can get it to kind of move like this as well. See? Right on. Also included with Ray is the red Chaos Emerald. Nicely done. Nice translucent plastic. Looks good. And it looks like a Chaos Emerald. I mean, I dropped it again. I would have to say this figure works best if you get the modern Sonic characters in 4-inch scale and the classic characters in a 2.5-inch scale. It makes a little more sense. But here you're gonna notice this is a little weird, right? So these are both 4-inch scale. It doesn't really work, does it? No, not really. Especially when you put Vector next to him. I mean, it's not bad, but I'm just saying, usually the classic characters are a little shorter than the modern day counterparts, and it looks a little odd, but it's not a complete deal breaker. I actually like my figures a little bigger anyways, so that works for me. I love this little guy. He's absolutely adorable, and like I said with Vector, Ray is not a character you get to see very many figures of, and I'm happy they actually decided to release this one because, well, it's always good to have some of the more obscure Sonic the Hedgehog characters in my collection, and Ray is no exception. Now, if only I could get some of the other ones that are a little more obscure from his team, then I'll be happy. But overall, if you catch Ray at a Walmart or Target, he's only probably going to run you around $10 to $12 with tax included, and you can't really go wrong, especially if you're a fan of classic Sonic characters. So if you do find him, I suggest you pick him up because he's not a bad figure at all. Anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you all enjoyed this review. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed and would like to see more videos like this, hitting the like button, sharing the video, commenting, and subscribing will help us defeat the evil algorithm. And if you enjoy video games, I have a dedicated channel just for that, so I hope to see you there.